Right, the Idra 2 launch monitor is something that I haven't come across before. I have done a little bit of research on it previously and I've had a little correspondence with the guys who create it. However, I've never tested it out and this is really interesting, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, I absolutely love this thing. So we're going to walk you through how the Idra 2 works, how you install it, because that's very important to your followers. This is one of the easiest launch monitors I've ever seen to install.
Wow.
And how it works with your favorite program, GS Pro.
Now, I'm going to let you into a little secret before we get started. Just been having a little bash on this. Alex has been demoing it for me, and I'm actually blown away with the GS Pro integration. So let's show you what we're talking about.
Now, the first thing to learn about Idra 2 is their whole ethos is between being easy to install and easy to use. So behind us, you can see the Golf In launcher. That's the company that make Idra. The Golf In launcher is basically where everything happens, and it all happens with one touch of a button. So I'm just going to touch this. Bam. That's all you need to do. This is now calibrating the Idra behind us for us. It's checking it's still in the same position, checking the lighting in the room, and launching up your favorite GS Pro. Now, GS Pro is a third-party software, so it's got thousands of golf courses. I don't know the exact amount. It's probably more and more every day.
A lot, yeah.
It's got 4K graphics. We're running on a BenQ 4K projector, so it looks awesome. And behind us, you can see it's already launched up. So that's your whole setup. You come into your room, you open up the Golf In launcher. We'd probably have it dialed in so it launches for you. And you just press one button and you're good to go. There's no calibration at all.
So this is what initially blew me away. I mean, I've not done a lot of testing with it yet. This is very much my first impressions of this launch monitor. But Alex literally opened up the Idra connector, and then rather than it loading into its own native software, which is what you would usually expect with any other launch monitor on the market, you just press GS Pro and it opens up GS Pro immediately. It's like GS Pro is the native software for this launch monitor, which kind of blew me away.
And it pretty much is.
Yeah.
So you've got the option at the moment. You could use GS Pro. You could use E6. That's the other option. However, GS Pro is by far the more sort of popular of those two. They are working on integrations for things like Apex, like the new version of E6, which we'll show you later on. And they are working on more integrations, but currently, I mean, it's pretty much a GS Pro launch monitor.
Yeah, so I absolutely love that. Like, people who watch this channel know that I'm a big fan of GS Pro. It's my main software of choice, whether I'm for practicing or playing courses. And to have a launch monitor that with a click of a button, it just launches straight into this software is fantastic. But there's plenty more features about this device, isn't there? So
absolutely. And one thing to mention as well is there's no license fee for Idra. The only license fee you pay is for GS Pro. So you've bought the launch monitor. It is effectively an add-on for your GS Pro license.
So it's effectively $250 a year. No subscriptions for the Idra. You're just paying for your subscription for GS Pro, which is fantastic.
Now, we've just got Mitch to hit a shot away on the practice range, and he's hit one that immediately you said that's exactly what you've been doing. And it's a great opportunity for us to walk you through the data and find out why that is happening.
So I'm interested to know what data it has, what features it has, and anything else that you think.
Yeah. Now, it's got club and ball data with, crucially, let's show the club face, no stickers on the golf club, which is a great sort of development on some of the older launch monitors. Reason for this is they're using AI to track the golf club and the golf ball. So there's a lot of metrics here that are calculated rather than measured using like a flange or something like you would on the foresight.
From what I think I know, is very similar to the likes of Pro TVX.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, they use AI to calculate some club data and other things as well, isn't it?
Now, in terms of the data you're getting club and ball data. So we're getting club path, face angle, club speed, ball speed, all of the standard stuff that you get. The ones that you're missing that might jump out at you, main one is angle of attack. Okay, so you don't get angle of attack, and as far as we're aware, there are no plans to add angle of attack. So, you know, if I was talking about Trackman IO, I would say Trackman are adding angle of attack in imminently, whereas Golf In, for at least this version of Idra, there's no angle of attack coming. Now, if you're an advanced player, it might be a bit of a gripe, but the vast majority of people don't really need angle of attack. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of your swing here, so we've got a look at your golf club and your golf swing coming in. We can see for a start, you've heeled that golf ball. That's always going to start, you know, sort of encouraging a fade. But the big one you've got, your club path is very, very neutral, 0.9 of a degree out to in. So I would call that neutral. Anything within 2 is very, very good. But your face angle is 4.3 degrees open.
Yeah.
So that tells you exactly what's happened.
That's
You've got a very neutral golf swing. and the club face is open. So we've got enough data there that you can sort of break down your swing and you can understand a little bit more. Now, what I want you to try and do, it's a little bit of a difficult one to do on cue. I want you to try and hit one out the toe, okay?
Okay.
And what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at that club delivery camera. It's one of the best I've seen. And in terms of the image you get of the club after impact, it's stupid good. So let's get you hitting.
Out of the toe?
Out of the toe. Set it up.
Jeez.
Set it up in the toe.
See, I could probably hit it out of the toe.
You can do it.
Not on purpose. But on purpose, I'm not sure.
Sounded toey.
Yeah. The shot.
Came short. Yeah, it came short.
Toey.
Let's have a look. Let's call up the shot analyzer and keep it on screen. Well, actually, no, it was all right. It's pretty middle, to be fair. Okay. Similar again.
It's going to be the same sort of shot, isn't it?
Just open.
Slightly toey.
Certainly more toey.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do one. I'll do one that's... Wow, that's so toey. There you go. Watch this.
Oh, there we go. One thing that is amazing about any launch monitor, in my opinion, Al, is a slow motion video replay of your actual club at impact, because that, cool, to me, gives you some of the best feedback that you can get. Because numbers, let's be honest, they don't mean an awful lot to a lot of us. Yeah,
but very true.
To see it like this in a slow-mo replay, it just gives you so much feedback. So Alex has just hit a shot purposely out of the toe just to demonstrate this next feature, haven't you?
Yeah, and so as you can see, one of the things that people talk about, it's a bit of a buzzword, is gear effect. You mentioned it earlier on. You said, look at the gear effect on that. I think you hit out the toe and the club went all over the place. You can see I've hit one out of the toe here. I was actually gripping the club pretty hard to try and neutralize it, but you can see it pulls the club face way open. It's going to encourage that sort of pushy right one. And it's a great demonstrator of how clear the Idra 2 is. And what I'm going to do, just so you can lay it over B-roll while I'm talking here, is I'm going to scroll through the video a little bit and you can see how clear the image is after the ball as well.
I was going to say,
really good.
Can you slow that video down at all?
So you don't, well, you can go as far as to stop it. So if I press play here, you can start super down.
All right, okay.
And look, so you can see this coming in super slow-mo there. See it wrenching my golf club open.
Yeah, that's good.
It's so cool. So having that feature there, it's something that you see on a lot of launch monitors, especially ceiling-based, but I think this is one of the better ones that I've seen.
So this is something that we probably should have mentioned a little bit earlier. So the Idra 2 launch monitor is a ceiling-based launch monitor.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't sit by the side of your ball. It doesn't sit behind you as you swing. It's mounted up on the ceiling, as you can see. You might be able to see it's got a light coming down from it as well. So just explain a little bit to everybody about that light, because we had a little bit of trouble earlier as well, didn't we, with getting it to read and stuff.
So one of the big things to make sure you do is this unit is designed to be used with its own light. So obviously this is casting a light down onto your impact zone. It's an impact location light effectively, but if you introduce other lights to when you calibrated it, so if you wanted to calibrate it with some lights on back in the room, there'd be no issue. But we calibrated it with that light.
With the big light
on.
on.
So I forgot, and I had the big spotlight on, and it was under reading a few things. So as soon as you turn that off, it's been straight away perfect. And it's just because it's calibrating to the light in the room that it's being used in. So you just calibrate it to how you're going to be playing.
Again, it's another thing like you mentioned earlier about the whole ease of use thing and the ease of installation around the Idra 2. And this, just to have a light on the launch monitor itself, saves you from having to go out and buy a pin light or a spotlight that shines down on your hitting area, especially if you've got a darker room. So it's just a very much like you said, an all-in-one launch monitor. They seem to have thought about an awful lot of stuff here.
Now, it is worth noting as well, the actual calibration process is probably the weakest part of the Idra 2 in my opinion. Reason being is, as it stands, you need to get Golf in themselves to remote into the unit and calibrate it for you. So you do a session, you just do it on the website when you get the Idra 2 through, it's like a QR code. You just book a time, they'll call you and they'll do the calibration for you. Now they are working on an auto calibration. They're expecting it in about 6 weeks' time. That's not confirmed yet, but yeah, they're working on it as you speak, where you'll be able to do it from home. You just press auto calibrate and it does its thing.
So in terms of like calibration, what do you mean by what is it calibrated?
So you have a calibration board that you put down, and it's basically showing the Idra, okay, this is how high you are. So you put the board down, and it measures from that board. Okay, I'm 2.7 meters high, and then it'll work out where its hitting zone is. And then you sort of they'll tell you, okay, tilt the board right, tilt the board left, and it sort of works out what's going on in that zone so it can measure everything really accurately.
Cool. Again, something similar to Pro TVX. It's got a board, I think.
Yeah, a lot of ceiling-based launch monitors. TrackMan, I used to use a board. Apogee has a board.
Yeah.
They all sort of have those kind of things.
And again, you mentioned that the height of the launch monitor there and where it can be mounted. That is a cool little feature of this device as well, because for those of you that have got small rooms, you might be in luck.
Yeah, so the Idra 2 has the biggest range of mounting capabilities that I've ever seen. So it goes from 2.5 meters all the way up to 3.5 meters. So that covers standard UK garage roofs. That goes all the way up to as if you've got like a vaulted ceiling. You can mount the Idra almost anywhere you want. And we're already seeing it installing these across the UK, a huge range of ceiling heights being installed. And it's a big deal because it just takes away that pressure on the user to sort of, okay, I've got 2.5, I need to get, say, 2.85 for a Trackman IO. I'm going to have to raise my ceiling. Not anymore.
You can save a little bit of money that way, can't you?
You can save some money there as well, yeah. And we haven't even talked about the price yet.
Yeah, because like with usual ceiling mounted launch monitors, they're usually after like 2.9 meters of height at least, aren't they? So like over 9 feet really to be able to mount it. But this now gives an option for people who have got ceilings that are a little bit lower, or like you say, even a little bit higher. And that brings us on to the hitting zone, the hitting area as well, doesn't it? Because that is quite a large one.
Massive. So one of the big like arms races in launch monitors at the moment is how big can we make a hitting zone. So for reference, Trackman IO at its best, they're referencing about a 60 centimeter wide hitting zone.
Okay.
Foresight Falcon, they're sort of similar, maybe a little bit bigger. And the Idra 2 is coming in right around the top end of the market, where it's 80 centimeters wide. Now that might not seem that important to you if you've got a studio like your own. You're hitting from the middle anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you've got a narrower room, say you were just under ideal, you have like maybe 4 meters wide, you could actually still center mount the Idra because you can actually offset within its own hitting zone.
Because it's so wide.
Exactly. You can actually offset for yourself. Similar to the Falcon, you can do a similar thing with the Foresight Falcon where you're able to actually offset your own position within the room without having to move the Idra. So, whereas for other launch monitors, you may be precluded from having a center mounted IO without going for a duo, or you would be precluded from a unicore. There's a few that would struggle in that kind of room. This is actually going to be able to sort of maximize the space in your room without having to offset it.
Yeah, I think it's like 80 centimeters wide.
80 centimeters by 40,
by 40 centimeters deep. So it's a little bit narrow, isn't it? But in terms of the width, again, it can accommodate those with smaller ceilings or short, narrower rooms as well.
And one thing to note, that 80 by 40 is in the middle of their range at 3 meters. So as you get higher, it gets bigger. As you get lower, it'll probably get a little bit smaller.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And one thing I'm going to ask you is, so we did a video with the Foresight Falcon a while ago, didn't we?
Yep.
And when you want to get when you want to get your ball data, it's quite a large hitting area.
Yeah, really big.
But then when you want to get club data with the Foresight Falcon, it's actually a much narrower hitting area, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of top right corner and top left corner.
Yeah, that's right. So is that the same on this device, or is it just?
No, it's a true 80 by 40. So you can hit from any position in that, as long as the sort of not ready symbol goes off the screen. So it's sort of telling you, I can see the golf ball. You'll get club data.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's see how accurate this launch monitor feels on a real course, on a virtual course. So Alex has loaded us up at the lovely Black Ryder course.
Yeah, so Bethpage Black in the Ryder Cup setup with the grandstands around. So you've got the first hole. We're going to play a little scramble. And so lead us away, 260 yards to the corner.
260, yeah.
Arrow straight, patented Mitch drive.
Well, we do struggle to make birdies, you and I, when we play on Scramble mode, mate.
It's the old us, mate. It's the old us. I think, to be fair, we filmed a course vlog one time, you remember, at your studio.
Yeah,
we went round the park.
Didn't we? Oh, not with a drive like that, though.
Okie dokie.
No way.
Don't worry, mate, I've got you.
Over to you. Just said that my drive has been terrible lately, and I have no idea why, okay? As soon as you get the video impact replay, you can see straight away that's come almost directly out of the hosel, okay? So I'm not hitting my driver out of the centre at all, and I struggle to diagnose why that is, but as soon as you got the video replay, it's there for you to see in plain sight, and
it does make it a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love having that feature. Boom. That is perfect.
Should be pretty good.
What a shot.
Thank you. That's not been the way it's been going recently, mate, don't you worry.
I think we'll take yours, mate.
Yeah. Okay, 78 yards. Sort of little half 54, I think. This club should go about 110 for me if I hit it full. Bit pulley. Mitch, we're going to need you, mate.
Oh, it's not bad, mate. That's a sinkable putt.
So I lost a little bit of spin there, you can see from the last shot. So same lie, I was at 99% speed, 95% spin.
So
see what you got.
Just hit a 3/4 56 and hopefully it'll roll up to that pin.
Lovely, lovely golf shot.
Go, go, go. Go, 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 go.
Okay.
Oh.
The player in me wants to take the putt. But this is a good opportunity to test the chipping on the Idra 2. So let's take your one off the green and let's see how the chipping performs.
Okay, let's do that.
Now, this test is ideal because launch monitors always struggle with really, really short chip shots. Now, we've got 4 yards total. So we're talking carry numbers under, we're talking maybe a 2-yard carry.
Yeah.
You're using a little bit less loft than me, so you might even want to carry it a yard. So let's see how it gets on. You've got to go. Let's have a go.
If I can just carry this before the impact screen.
I think that's got to sit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, definitely got to sit. You came out hot there.
I did.
Okay, now I'm going to go with a little bit more loft because I'm a bit scared of running through. So we're going to loft up a 60 degree and just try to flop it there. It's a bit too hot, I think. Go in! Oh, I've hit the flag.
At least it's in the gimme zone. Okay, we'll just show you one more hole here at Bethpage Black, but we want to show you a little bit about the shot shaping as well. So we've hit those shots there on the first hole. It seems reasonably accurate to me in terms of
I got a bit lucky with my chip. I hit the flag, so that was going to hole 2.
So and we did with the short chip shots as well, and it picked those up accurately, like you can see. But let's just see what it's like with a bit of draw fade, and in your case, well, in my case, slices and hooks. Right, I'm going to attempt to hit a bit of a fadey slice. Okay, I tend to push my drives a lot, but I'll set up for a bit of a fadey slice and we'll see how it looks.
It's a shot.
Something like that.
Fadey slice right to the middle of the fairway.
Oh, delightful.
I think you don't call that a fadey slice, it's power fade, isn't it?
It's just a pure slice.
I'm going to try and hit a bit of a draw for you. Should suit the shape of this shot, but it's whether or not I can get an iron there. There you go.
Beautiful, though. That is class.
So as you can see, it picks up those draws and fades really nicely. It's very, very quick at picking them up as well. It's got none of that sort of straight and then draw. It's bang on straight away. Yeah, so you've got your club path 5.5 inside. Face angle is only 2.1 open, so that means it's actually closed to the path. So my path was going 5 degrees out into out, and then the face was only 2 degrees open, so it's actually 3 degrees closed. A bit of a draw shape. It's all come around nicely. I'll take it big time. We're playing the guts of 190.
Yeah,
maybe
it's a
200.
Big shot. I'm going to try and bomb a 6 iron, mate. It's a big 6 iron for me.
That's a big 6 iron. I don't think I'm hitting 6
But
iron.
I'm going to try and draw it.
Yep.
To get a little bit more distance. Okay.
That's a lovely strike.
Oh, get up there.
Get up there. Get up there. Get up there.
This could be amazing.
Scramble.
Go. Oh my gosh, get in that gimme zone.
Go in.
What a shot. We're going to get birdie.
Okay, I'm going to try and hit a very unnatural shot for me, which is a fade with a 5 iron. I think you've got us in a good spot there, haven't you? So there's not too much pressure on me.
Attack.
Right, we're going left, and we're going to open that up and hit a nice big fade for you.
Oh, I like it.
That's too much fade, I think.
The green, though. That is delightful.
Very safe.
Mate, what a shot.
Yeah, we'll take those two, won't we?
Close, who's closer, yeah. Right, it's, I'd say slightly left to right there, Al. Going 3 inches down the hill. Let's line us up. I reckon down the hill, that might be good, that. So,
now I'll preface, I reckon Mitch has got a way better chance of making this than I do. He's got the indoor golf swag.
Yeah, well, so how far away from the screen, Al? About
12 feet.
12 feet.
So you probably want to leave it just short of the screen.
Yeah.
Settle.
Too hard.
Settle.
Oof. That was a massive chance.
Gosh.
Come on, Alex. Save us.
Try and tickle it down there. Make sure it's in the
Come
zone.
on. Birdie time. Go. Alex, no. As if. No way.
I hate golf.
We're never going to make birdies, mate. Unbelievable. Okay, so that is my first go on the Idra 2 launch monitor, and overall I'm quite impressed with that, Al. I think it's very cool how it hooks up with GS Pro immediately. You can do the same thing with E6 Connect if you wish. It does have one or two things that we're not overly impressed with at the moment. We mentioned a couple of them before, haven't we?
Yeah,
calibration,
so
you mentioned.
Missing angle attack as well.
Yeah.
So you don't get that data point, and also, yeah, the calibration is a bit of a faff at the moment where you've got to call up Golfin and, you know, what they call you, and they sort of set that up for you. It'd be nice to get that auto calibration that they are working on. And I would add one more thing.
Go.
Is that this is a new unit to the market. It's obviously got some development behind it. They are bringing out updates regularly. Like when we turned it on today, we had a relatively large update to do that was working on some glitches. They didn't say which glitches they were, but with a new unit like this, you will get that. You'll get regular updates that kind of see that unit develop a little bit, and that is an unknown. So as a limitation, you are buying an early adopted product and you will see it develop.
You've got to give it a bit of time. It always takes these new launch monitors a good few months to start fixing any sort of minor bugs and stuff. And as long as they keep updating the software and the firmware and stuff, then we're all good, aren't we?
Yeah, and they are planning on it. They've got quite a significant sort of development team over there, and we are in contact with them a lot, giving them feedback, and we have seen that feedback acted on, which is really, really cool.
Great. The other thing was, for me, like when you launched this launch monitor earlier, you turned it on. You mentioned something to me about a few shots just to start getting that calibration ready and stuff.
Yeah, so when you first turn it on, if you've had to turn it off for a significant amount of time, what I've found is first couple of shots in the day are it kind of just warming up.
Yeah.
Like it takes a little bit longer to see the shot on the screen. The first couple, it doesn't try and show you the video replay because it's kind of starting that camera up. But part of that is due to this is meant to be a kind of always on system, like ready to go whenever you are. So that's partly to do with the installation of it. It was installed by me, so it's a little bit of a, it's up there and it's working, but I'm sure, if we came and installed it for you, or if you spent a bit more time installing it yourself, you're going to get an even better experience.
Yeah. So on the whole, I must admit, I'm very impressed with the fact that it's obviously a ceiling mounted launch monitor. It's got, you can mount it in a low ceiling height room or an even higher room. That's also very impressive. I'm impressed with the light that's inbuilt as well, so you don't need to buy an extra pin light or spotlight like we mentioned before. And just in general, the all-in-one sort of capability of this device is fantastic. Most impressively for me, it's just a quick touch of a button and you're up into GS Pro, which is, in my opinion, the best third-party golf simulator software that's out there. So to have a launch monitor that just automatically integrates with it at the touch of a button is an amazing little feature to have. Now, the only thing that we haven't spoken about yet, Al, is the price of the Idra 2 launch monitor.
Yeah, so it comes in under £6,000 at that 5,795. So it's a very, very good value opportunity. I think in the launch monitor market, in terms of ceiling-based launch monitors, it's probably the best value for money on the market.
I was going to say, is there anything that's cheaper?
I don't think so that I know of, anyway. I mean, it could be cheaper using Handicap 5. But it's a fantastic value proposition in terms of the amount of data you get, the sort of the sophistication of the system. You do miss out on things like a proprietary software. Like, if you compare it to TrackMan, there's a lot more to TrackMan. Yeah. But it's 3 times the price. So it should be more to TrackMan.
TrackMan's been around for a lot longer, and all of those little fixes and improvements and updates and all that sort of stuff's been going along for a lot longer, hasn't it? So Alex just briefly mentioned there, you can even save a little bit more money if you use my discount code handicap5 at the Golf Swing Systems checkout. That's going to save you a good 250 quid, maybe more.
It's a little bit more,
yeah. So head over to Golf Swing Systems and check out the Idra 2 launch monitor. And if you've got any other questions about this device, pop them in the comments and we'll get them answered for you as soon as possible.
Cheers, guys.